If you're having trouble focusing or getting things done, it could be your diet. What you eat has so much to do with your attention span. Joining me now with the foods that you need to avoid is America's health coach, Dr. Asa Andrew. So, you know, I mean, I have trouble focusing, and
a lot of people do.
I mean, I really do. It's like squirrel, you know. I mean, really, no, it is.
Right.
But and that's been my
I
whole
think
life.
we all had it, right? As
Yes.
kids, we just didn't know it back then.
So, of course, like a lot of people, you know, I've had prescriptions for it, and I've tried to just ease my way away from those.
Right.
Food makes a huge difference, and the first thing
Squirrel.
is so hard. Squirrel is to avoid sugary snacks.
It
That
is.
is so hard sometimes.
It is. It's tough. And the reason is ADHD, or attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, huge right now. Kids, of course, get nailed with it as far as the diagnosis, but we forget about the adults, and so many adults deal with this day to day, okay? So, squirrel, that is hilarious.
It's true.
It's true, though. So sugary snacks, let's talk about that for a minute. One of the go-tos for kids mostly, and I want to focus on that, is snacks. So you get the little, I've got some little junior mints and things here, but any kind of sugary snacks. And even these, I brought these because they're organic, and so you would think, oh my goodness, they're organic.
Fine. How much is in there?
Right, so they've got 11 grams of sugar.
Wow.
Right, so anytime you have sugar, what it does to the brain is it begins to shut down acetylcholine, which is one of the main neurotransmitters in the brain. So sugar begins to suppress that. But if you do something like fruit, okay, like we got bananas right here, if you do fruit, because it's a different type of sugar and it has fiber with it, it doesn't affect the brain like that.
My son loves fruit and bananas.
Right,
He loves
so
it.
that's awesome.
Okay, the other one is avoiding soda. Now, I stopped drinking soda. I fully gave it up.
Yeah, and that's good. And the reason for that is the sugar. It's high fructose corn syrup, same kind of concept. It begins to shut down our ability to focus. And again, we're eating these foods. This is the challenge. We're eating these foods, but taking the medication to suppress everything, right, to kind of try to build it back up.
Yep.
And so it's a catch-22. So yeah, off the sugar for sure. And the drinks,
Even the sugar-free
energy
ones.
drinks. Yeah, and here's the thing. The energy drinks, it's the caffeine. I want to hit on that for just a second because caffeine affects dopamine. Dopamine's a brain chemical. And what happens is the more caffeine we take in to stay focused, right, it cuts down dopamine, which makes us have less focus within about an hour after that.
I know. He's been trying to get me off of coffee for about how many years have you been coming on the show? The entire time. I know.
Right?
Okay, avoid diabetes-friendly foods.
Yeah.
And that's like sugar, but you would think, oh, it's these sugar-free cookies.
See what I mean? Right? So you see sugar-free, which we have right here, and I just grabbed something, but I mean, this is pretty basic. And the deal is, we think sugar-free, okay, it's got to be healthy for us, has to be good for us, right? But also it has highly processed flour in here, and it does the same thing to our brains. So it begins to shut down all the different brain chemicals that we need to stay focused.
This other one is one of the ones I really want to focus on. Avoiding canned foods and vegetables.
Right. Yeah, it's a big deal.
So we did a story not too long ago, finding out that there was a study that the people had one canned food a day for 5 days,
Right.
and at the end of that, what was in their blood and urine was really frightening. It was very frightening. So,
chemicals.
And this has been a new thing in my house. I'm like, no more canned food.
Yeah, and so the best option, I always say fresh is best. So again, I've got some mustard collard greens here. It's better to go with a fresh batch of spinach or kale, something like that. Much better option. But even frozen is your number 2 option. Frozen vegetables actually don't have all the chemicals in them, and it's a cheaper option if you're worried about budget. So that's a big deal. But yeah, canned, you want to stay away from. The chemicals that they use inside the canning process a lot of times can affect our brain chemistry, and that, when it comes down to ADHD and focus, is a big deal.
Okay, and finally here, it says avoid trace mercury content that can accumulate in the brain over time, so you have to choose wild caught. Are you going to tell me not to eat these?
No. I know, because I love these, right? So here's the deal. I've got just a couple of examples. Yeah, this is tuna fish right here.
Yep.
Tuna fish is one of the highest level of mercury type fish that you can have, especially the canned version. So we want to stay away from that. This is really interesting, though. Salmon's probably the best fish you could have, period. But the packaged salmon or canned salmon actually is wild caught.
Oh, it is? Okay, so this is okay.
Right, so it has a very, very low amount of mercury. Mercury suppresses a lot of our attention chemicals in the brain, okay, just to keep it simple. And you don't want a lot of mercury in the body. Well, salmon, actually, because of the high level of omega-3 fatty acids in the salmon, is amazing for brain function and for focus. So for our kids, make some salmon salad instead of the tuna salad.
I was going to say, salmon, can I mix it with, like, mayo and...
You can put...
Can I do that? Or yogurt? No, tell me what to do. Tell us what to do. What should we do?
They have an olive oil-based mayonnaise now that's really good, okay?
We have that.
Monounsaturated fats, right, so that's great. You can also do safflower mayonnaise. Is a little bit's okay. But yeah, the regular kind probably want to stay away from. But use mustard, use the yogurt. That's a great way to go.
That's a good one
Greek
too.
yogurt.
All right.
And mix with that. So,
we are out of time, but if you want to hear more from Dr. Asa, he has a radio show every night on AM 600, airs from 9 p.m. to midnight. You're welcome to call in with questions, and also Facebook me if you try the salmon salad for your kids, because I'm anxious to hear what you think about it. I'm going to try it.
That's great.